by one. Count your many blessings, see what I have done. Why does Suncor Financial and Mutual of Omaha suck donkey dick? Why does the math prove unequivocally that you can be turn $1 million into $1 billion by undercutting the Mutual of Omaha IUL plan. What else are we going to answer here? Things to remember that we must beat for you to make your billion. Mike Castle is a mother effing loser, everybody. His name is Mike Castle. Mike Castle. Please, everyone know this guy is a horrible human being, and he should not be allowed to talk to anybody that is worth a damn. I'm great, John Chimpo. I'm just exposing the world's lies, one lie at a time, like I do. You know how I do. Anyone that says, hey, God Bill, how you doing today, acting like they know me, they know all I do is expose the lies of the machine constantly. And because I happened to create this lie and they didn't perfect it before, like it wasn't a lie, like I created something that was better than everything else, but like I knew there was a way to make it better, and everyone's like, nah, let's just make money. And I'm like, fuck you guys. And so it became a lie, and I'm about to expose the fuck out of it. Things to remember that we must beat before you to make your $1 billion. You must beat in 100% lookbacks, historical lookbacks, the Warren Buffett rule of 10% SP 500 low expense ratio plans. You must beat. I don't know why I said beast. You must beat the Vanguard The Vanguard 0.03% expense ratio, which charges $500 a year to manage 1 million portfolio. And then make your life insurance equal to or less than everyone else in the industry. You can always be equal to, because their numbers are just based off actuaries debating or like calculating the average age people are going to live based off their health class. And as long as you do these things right here and then just finish the product. So the answer, what's the answer? The answer of how to turn your 1 million. Now guys, if if I do a MOAS and I send every stock to zero, this will fail too. So obviously I don't believe in this, and I'm not going to take $1 million, and I'm not going to do this because I do not believe in the stock market, and I don't think the stock market will be around long term. I think the stock market goes away forever when we're down to one currency. And so maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. We'll see. But I'm going to tell you, I'm not throwing money at this because this sounds like a waste of freaking time because I think I'm sending it all to zero. So the answers to turn your 1 million into 1 billion looks something like building a variable universal life policy. Variable universal life policy, okay? That's all it is. Now you're going to take what I teach you in the math of what I'm about to show you, and you're going to prove 100% unequivocally that this is way better than anything, and you're going to say God Pill's wrong about the stock market, but he's right about this, so I'm going to take my $1 million and put Mutual of Omaha out of business by proving that freaking scam artists just stealing everybody's money right now. And there's no justification for it other than they don't understand what they're selling, and it should require that you have a Series 666 or 667 license, whatever they're freaking called. I know there's like 5 of them, but you should have those in order to sell this products because they are creating immense risk inside the policy, and unless you have a real plan and a real advisor, you can ruin your retirement plan doing this. But if you have a real plan, if you have a real advisor, this plan comes out better than everybody by double, triple, or quadruple. Let me show you the math. So first, let's see the math of the Warren Buffett rule. What is the Warren Buffett rule, you ask, and what does it project? Well, he says if you invest in the S&P 500 and you keep buying the dips and all this other stuff, you will easily, likely get 10%. And he can say that with confidence because any look back you look at, it happens. Like sometimes we hit 12%, 13%. So, like, his 10% is just take 10%, find a low expense ratio. Life is good. Just go work, save money. You'll have a couple $1 million by the time you're ready to retire. John Chimpo, everything I've learned, I taught myself. So basically, I knew nothing about nothing until I was 18. I left and I started selling door-to-door, Dish Network, Direct TV. There, I learned how to make $1,000 a week, any week I wanted to work. And so, like, life got a little less hard after I learned how to sell stuff door-to-door. Then I found roofing, and I actually learned how to make $10,000 a week. And so life started getting a little easier. And, like, I started getting more confidence. So then I went to the life insurance industry. I took their software, and for 6 months, all I did was build illustrations because I wanted to be the best retirement planner on the planet. And in order to be the best retirement planner, you got to know what everyone else is doing and make sure your product's the best. I was prepared to leave life insurance if I found out something was better. But I found the IUL, and the math I came up with was better than the Warren Buffett rule, so I figured I was the new best. And then I found out how to make that better, but everyone was so stuck on my old information that they couldn't pull their head out their ass. And so basically, I didn't know everything about everything before. But after you learn everything about like 5 different things on this world, from roofing to life insurance to options to like basic math, like all of a sudden everything else you see just starts being little indicators of that. And like maybe I'm still wrong about a couple things, but man, I'm right about so many things. All right. Warren Buffett rule says this. We're going to do years, investment, ROI, fees, end of year balance. So this would be 1. This equals 1 plus 1. And then we'll bring this down. And let's just create a let's just see. We'll start with that. All right, we're going to say this person invests $10,000 a year, every year, because I believe any human being that's actually trying in life could do that. And we're going to do it for 30 years. And then we're going to see if somebody saves for 30 years, how how many years can they retire at what income, and we'll compare it to this, Curtis's plan, and then my plan. And basically, the ROI for this is, let's just say like 10%. We'll do what Warren Buffett actually says. He says don't count on more than 10%, but he thinks 10% is fair. Perfect. Then the fee we already know is 0.0003. And then the end of year balance. So it equals the 10,000 plus this times the ROI minus, okay, hold on. So this is profit plus net, then end of year. So that, because the end of year doesn't get charged the fee until after it makes the $1,000. So end of year balance, which would equal the 11,000 minus the 11,000 times the 0.03%. Boom. Then the investment is going to equal 10,000 plus what we had from the end of year balance last year. Now I should be able to drag this bad boy down. Well, I think I'm going to have to drag this bad boy down first. Then I can drag this bad boy down. Bada bing, bada boom. Alrighty. Clearly something's going wrong here. And it's this. It's okay. There we go. Alright, let's make this one dollars. Okay. Now we add a loan feature or a withdraw feature. Withdraw amount. And we're going to say and this is going to equal minus the withdraw amount. And let's just say this equals, let's do the, so if we're making 10% a year, let's go ahead and assume, like, because I hate when people try to show max retirement plans of potential, and they're showing you 30 years of potential, but they're having it grow faster than what you're taking it out. Like, if I'm a person and I didn't have any kids and I just want to have the best retirement, like, that's the first step. If somebody wants to talk about their kids and college and all these other things after, we can talk about that after. But right now we're talking about your retirement, F everybody else. And so I want to know exactly, like, what's the most you'll be able to take out of the plan I just sold you if you're planning to have zero left by the time you hit 95 years old, because you know you're going to die at 95. Like, let's just have that be in the head, right? So if you're 60 years old at 30, then at, let's in this example just say 75 because you feel like you're unhealthy. And I just want to show one example, right? So basically the withdrawal amount, let's just say $250,000 a year. And let's see what happens. Pull this down. And boom. I'm basically right on the nose. Right at 75, you'd be out of money. Right at 75 years old, if you retired at 60 with $2 million in your account, you'd be able to take out $250,000 every single year if you kept making 10% a year, and which is no reason you should assume you shouldn't. And so, like, a lot of people will tell you that you're supposed to downgrade to the 4% rule after this. If you were investing in the S&P 500 from the beginning, you should have never downgraded to bonds. Like, stay in the S&P 500, especially if it dipped for the last 3-4 years. Like, it doesn't make sense to pull out. Obviously, in the AMC world and this new speculative market of MOASs and different things are different. But in the old world, like, anyone that like was planning to live to 75, this should have been what your retirement plan looked like. $10,000 a year for 30 years at 10% growth, 0.03% fee, and you would be able to take out $250,000 a year for 15 straight years. What a great retirement plan. What a great retirement plan. Now let's take a look at what Curtis's plan projects. Basically, this is your 401k right here. This is what Warren Buffett wants you to do with your 401k. What the Mutual of Omaha Suncorp financial plan is, let's take a look. So basically, because of their fees and the way that it works, I'm going to add one more column here, and it's going to be life insurance. So basically, your end of your balance is going to say certain numbers, but it's going to be like a total lie, and so you shouldn't really count on it. And so the numbers are going to look off, but the income is going to look accurate, is all I'm going to say. So basically, he can prove a 12% net ROI with like a no-fee amount, right? And so basically, he has life insurance that he's selling, and you'll start out with $100,000, and then you'll get this plus $100,000, basically every year or every other year, all depending on your age and health and different things. So, oh no. So, the advantage of Curtis's plan is that you're going to get a 12% ROI on average per year. You're going to get $100,000 of life insurance, and almost every year get more life insurance. And so by time you hit your retirement, you're not just withdrawing $250,000 a year, because you got a lot more money than what you got from the other one. So now you can do, let's see if $350,000 a year works for every year. We can do more than that. So let's see if $500,000 a year works. Okay, so $500,000 a year doesn't work. Neither does $450,000. 1, 2, 3. So one thing to understand is it says $400,000 a year of withdrawal income, where the other one was $250,000, so it's way higher. Now you got millions and millions of dollars of life insurance when you die on top of that. So you have cash balance, you have millions of dollars of life insurance, you have massive retirement income greater than the Warren Buffett plan, and this is like basically the Curtis Ray plan. And it's a pretty good plan. It's better than what the rest of the world's doing. But when I tell him how he can do it better and he says, fuck that, I'm making money, ooh, I don't relate with that person. That sounds like a Jew to me, and I ain't gonna be friends with that kind of person. So here is what we're looking at, people. Basically, my brother's going around offering numbers like this, and I don't think they won't hit. I think they will hit. Based off any last 100 years, they would have hit, right? And for the last 7 years, I've been saying this is the best long-term retirement plan out there. John Thompson is laughing at $10K a year. I don't know if he's saying that's nothing or a lot, but for $10K a year to turn to $400,000 of retirement income a year, any way you write it up, his comment is pathetic to have, and he's a pathetic human being. So we're going to ban John from the chat, because anyone that just laughs at that is clearly a pathetic human being. He's either laughing at you for only being able to save $10K a year, or he's laughing saying that $10K can make the $400,000 a year. And either way, he's wrong and he's the fucking fool. Like, he's a moron, and he probably works for Curtis, honestly. Josh Thompson, I'll have to see if he works for Curtis. So check this out, people. Check this out. So basically what Curtis does is Curtis comes here, and because the average expense ratio is between 1 to 2%, he'll put it at 1.5%, and then he'll bring this 1.5% down for the entire illustration, and then he'll say, oh, see? You can only do 1, 2, 3. He'll come here, and say you can only do 100, oh no, more than 100, let's say 150, 150,000 maybe, more than that, so it's probably 175. Oh, that's 1 point. Okay. And so on his plan, so he's showing that this plan can only do 175 because he's showing like the Warren Buffett rule, probably 9% instead of 10, but also a higher expense ratio. So he's not really comparing it to what people should be doing, which would be a fair comparison rather than his comparison of what people do because they're mentally handicapped. The average person just takes the 401k from their client, from their employers. The average employer's 401k expense ratio is 1 to 2%. And so you guys are paying literally 100 times more for the same type of investment style as what the Vanguard S&P 500 would do for you. And so it makes absolutely no sense. If anything, you should put the money in an IRA and just invest it on your own. And the expense ratio too would be much, much smaller. And so he's coming here and he's comparing worst case scenario on the left side to his best case scenario, or maybe even average case scenario. And it basically shows that he's going around saying he can do 250 to 300% better than the 401ks. I look at the math, and it's not that he's lying, right? He's not necessarily lying. If you want to call it a lie, probably not, because it is happening. He can beat other people's 401ks by that. But now let's see. So this is of the Mutual of Omaha plan. Now let's see what it should have been. What would have happened if you built a VUL, and would you be able to put this to shame? And my answer is unequivocally, absolutely, unbelievably yes. So badly. Let's see the math of the VUL. Okay, so the first thing on the math of the VUL, guess what? Your life insurance, if I'm only doing $10,000 a month, my life insurance, I only got to buy $100,000 one time. So in this plan right here, let me do this real quick. In this plan right here, your $100,000 of life insurance is what allows you to invest $10,000 a year. Okay? If you bought $1 million of life insurance, you could do $100,000 a year. But because you only bought $100,000 of life insurance, you can only do $10,000 a year, and about 10% of it goes to life insurance, and the other 90% goes to your accumulation account, your retirement account. And then your life insurance actually gets pretty cheap. And so in this example with the IUL, the only way, in this example, anyone can save $10,000 a year. Go work 60 hours a week. Save $10,000 a year. Like, your wife can get a part-time job. I understand you got kids and shit. I understand life gets hard. But if $10,000 a year can turn into a $200,000 a year retirement plan, like, you gotta find a way. You gotta find a way. Most people don't start saving until retirement until they're 30 or 40. So if you're younger than that, like, you shouldn't be worried about nothing yet. You got lots of time. Lots of time. So, but in our world, none of this matters. This only matters in the world where you guys think that humans are right about stuff, where you think that the humans are trying to help you, where you think these rich people are on your side, where you think that they're trying and they just aren't as good as you'd like them to be. But really, they're not trying. They're only trying to hurt you, and it's what I'm trying to prove to you right now. So don't think of this in terms of starting your own retirement plan. It's the last thing I'm telling you to do. Like, buy AMC if you're worried about retirement. But check this out. So when you buy this $100,000 life insurance plan, of this $10,000, the commissions and the insurance is going to charge you $7,500 roughly. So you're going to keep $2,500. Well, guess what? If I want to invest $20,000 the next year, $10,000 of a loan and $10,000 put in, now this one's going to cost me $7,500 as well. And then $7,500 as well. Now, to be fair, Curtis does it every other year, so it would be like this would equal this, and then that would equal that, and then this would equal this. And then basically it would look more like this. That's not exactly right. Let's see. This would... Okay. Boom, boom. And then this. Maybe it's like this. There we go. That's what I wanted to see. So basically, the second year you don't get charged. The first year you get charged $7,500. The second year you keep the life insurance the same. They need you to build up some cash value. Then the third year they're going to bump your life insurance up to $200,000 and charge you another $7,500. Then the next year let you invest that $10,000. Let it all go to the cash value. The next year they bump you up to $300,000 of life insurance. They charge you another $7,500, and then another. So when I accuse them of not following the Vanguard specialty of eliminating the fees out of their products, this is the proof that they are not eliminating the fees and that really they just want to sell you more life insurance so that they make more money. Where if they create a VUL, you would be able to invest the same amount of cash out of your pocket, invest the same amount in proportion to the bond versus the option, start making, instead of 12%, because we're not doing the $7,500 for the first 10 years of fees, instead of 12% average annual ROI, we get closer to 17% average annual ROI based off any historical look back when you make the numbers super conservative. Okay? You can make this a VUL tomorrow and they couldn't stop you. You'd be able to withdraw maybe even $1 million a freaking year. And you only had to pay $7,500 one freaking time. I can do more than $1 million, people. See, $2.5 million maybe? Nope. $2 million? So saving $10,000 a year for 30 years, I'd be able to take out about $1.5 million every single year. Almost $1.5 million. So we'll just say $1.25. That's fine. It's a lot. Saving $300,000 a year, or $300,000 over 30 years in this plan that just is a simple bond to option plan. You'd make an average 17% annual ROI. You never got to buy more than $100,000 of life insurance, but your life insurance is always your death benefit plus your cash value. So you actually have millions and millions of dollars of life death benefit. And when life death benefit gets paid to your family, it's tax free. You can't get sued for this money. Anything in a life insurance policy you can't be sued for. And you're making literally $1.25 million over the Warren Buffett rule of what it was, $250,000. You're making 6 times more than the Warren Buffett rule. You're literally eliminating all the fees like Vanguard did, and it is the most closest thing to indexing, but doing it with options, and it proves on any historical look back, just like the Warren Buffett's rule, that it is bulletproof. God damn. If that don't put a dagger in Mutual of Omaha, nothing can. Like, you guys are just too pathetic to listen, I guess.